After a long wait, we are finally getting Młynar banner. I have no clue how to actually pronounce his name, so I'm just pronouncing it how Google told me, so I'm terribly sorry if I'm mispronouncing his name. Before we get to the banner itself, make sure to support my channel by liking, commenting and subscribing. It really means a lot to me. I would also like to point out that I only talk about these operators' gameplay. Waifus and husbandos over meta any day. You should always pull for operators you want and like instead of listening to me. I'm not your dad. So let's get to the banner itself. I think this is an absolute must pull banner. Młynar provides so much insanely high burst damage that you really shouldn't skip. He's definitely on par and probably even higher damage than what operators like Surtur, Gen Alter and Silver Ash can provide. He will absolutely trivialize a good portion of the game. So let's take a look at our Soul 6-star Młynar. Młynar is our first 6-star Liberator card. He does not attack or block outside of his skill duration and gains a large stacking attack buff that resets after the skill duration ends. He also gains a decent attack buff and damage reduction when there are 3 or more enemies nearby. His second talent increases his taunt level, making enemies more likely to attack him, and also allows all operators from the same faction as him to reflect a percentage of Mwynar's attack when attacked. Mwynar's archetype and talents are all about using your skills at the correct time and dealing extremely high burst damage. Let's take a look at his skills. Mwynar's first skill is a decent damage and defense buff. Realistically, you probably won't be using this skill at all, as the other two and especially the third skill just provide more and fit better to Mwynar's archetype. His second skill makes him attack slower, gives him more range, makes his attacks hit twice and gives him a decent attack buff. If Młynar defeats an enemy within the skill duration, the stacking damage buff from his trait will not reset. The skill is fairly low SP cost and allows you to basically use it on cooldown without having to worry about stacking the trait. It is an okay-ish, less bursty, more sustained skill, but it still pales in comparison what Mwynar's third skill can do. And then finally, we have his third skill that expands his attack range, doubles the damage boost from his trait, increases his attack and allows him to attack up to 5 enemies. Other operators from the same faction will also deal extra true damage to enemies within Mwynar's attack range. This skill provides a lot and will deal absolutely massive AoE burst damage. It is absolutely his go-to skill and can be used to delete waves of enemies or bosses. Let's have a quick summary. Młynar is a first 6-star Liberator card. He does not attack or block outside of his skill duration, but gains a stacking damage buff that resets when a skill ends. He also has higher than normal taunt level. All of his skills are decent, but only his third skill really matters. It has one of the highest, if not the highest burst in the game, and will absolutely trivialize a decent portion of the game. Not being able to block or attack outside of his skills might feel a bit awkward. Młynar is all about dealing well-timed extremely high burst damage with his skills. Overall, Młynar is a must-have operator. Much like Gen Alter, Surtur and Silver Ash, he will single-handedly carry stages and obliterate bosses with his insanely high damage. He does need E2, but is fairly simple to use and works in pretty much every stage. And finally, let's take a quick look at the 5 stars. Both Franka and Proviso can be pretty fun to use, but they can be easily replaced and do not provide anything too special. I cannot recommend just then pulling for a 5-star. As always, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, comment and subscribe for more Arknights content. See you in the next video.